item number 11. Changes the Lake Taupo Protection Project. Mr. Nick Carroll. Good afternoon, Nick.
Councillors. Hopefully you'll be aware that the Lake Taupo Project Joint Committee's been doing some work reviewing the project. They commissioned a couple of consultants to prepare a report and a set of recommendations. That report was officially presented to the committee last Thursday, the 22nd of September, so just behind the last quarter. The committee's received that report, but there's a lot sitting in it in terms of some weighty recommendations and further work that's required. So what they've decided is to leave that report sitting on the table and to consider it further post the training and elections. One of the very important recommendations sitting in that report was around Turangi-Tongariri's membership of the committee. You'll remember on the joint committee we've got the regional council, ourselves, the Crown, and Turangi-Tongariro. The two councils and the Crown are funding partners, and they appoint representatives to that joint committee. Turangi-Tongariro were not a funding partner when the project was set up, and at that point in time it was decided that they would nominate representatives who would then be appointed to the committee by the other members. The review process has highlighted that actually it's timely that that arrangement be reconsidered, particularly given that Turangi-Tongariro are an equal partner in the process going forward. As a result, one of the recommendations is that their nominating power be changed to an appointing power, the same as the other three members of the joint committee. So that was put forward to the joint committee for consideration. The Crown raised a few concerns around the timing of that process. You'll be well aware that Turangi-Tongariro is going through a settlement process with the Crown, and there are all sorts of discussions happening in the background, most of which we're not privy to. The Crown suggested that they wish to do some further work on their side of the fence, considering the best timing of this change to the project agreement in the terms of reference around the appointment of Turangi-Tongariro reps. So as a result, what has been recommended by the Joint Committee are a couple of tweaks to the resolutions you have on your agenda. The recommended resolution 1 starts with agrees to vary. What has now been proposed is that wording changes to agrees in principle to vary. So it's just a subtle change, but what that picks up is the Crown's position that they wish to have some further discussion before we enter these changes. In terms of resolution 2, it starts with agrees that and then carries through to following the 2016 local body elections. Again, we need to remove the words prior to reconstituting the Lake Taupo Protection Project Joint Committee. So it will then read, agrees that following the 2016 local body. The reason that second change is being made is it takes some of the time pressure off, I guess, in terms of allowing those discussions to take place. What we'll be able to do is re-establish the Joint Committee relatively quickly following the election, and it can keep doing its business while those discussions around membership with Turangi-Tongariro. It's really important that that committee is re-established and continues its business reasonably fast, because it essentially oversees the governance of the Lake Taupo Protection Trust, which is an ongoing entity that continues to have that governance over. So, the Joint Committee made two recommendations, and it's essentially around Turangi-Tongariro membership and agreeing about the Crown.
Thank you, Nick. Any questions or queries of Nick?
David?
Councillor Stewart, sorry.
I'd just like, John Williamson and I sit on that committee. We were privy to be there, and there was a large discussion, a big discussion about where the Crown was coming from, and Tū Whare were part of that discussion to make sure that Tū Whare were happy with this resolution. It was needed to make sure that all parties were happy. The Crown's, what they were saying seemed to come out of left field a little bit, and we were all quite taken back. But Tū Whare we're happy with the way forward at the moment. The other thing I want to really stress is the importance of this committee, and that after the elections it is timely, because without this committee in place, the work that the other committee do round the lake, the actual physical work that happens, cannot continue, and it can't fall over. So I must stress the importance of this committee getting set up correctly after the elections. Is that about right, Nick? I think that's really does have to happen. John.
Thank you, Councillor Stewart. Thank you. Councillor Williamson.
Through the Chair, just obviously endorses comments to Maggie. Obviously, we have Anne McLeod from the work at the Regional Council room. Would it be inappropriate for her to make any comments? Would you like to?
Hi, Anne. Has Nick missed anything out here? Tell us what he's done wrong.
If you did want to ask questions, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might actually have.
Thanks, Anne. Yep, thanks very much. All right. Okay, Councillor Jollins.
Thank you. Nick, just through the Chair, thank you. In principle, so what does that actually mean? Does that mean that the committee will reconstitute itself as per this resolution, or are we just signalling to the Crown that we support the change?
We're by putting in the words in principle, we're signalling that all the parties to the joint committee agree that it is a good idea that we change the way that Tū Whare is appointed to the committee. By putting in the term in principle, it's giving the Crown the time and the space to have those discussions that they feel they need to have with internal legal advice and with the Office of Treaty Settlements to get to a point where they are happy. The change to the second resolution gives us the time and the space to do that. It allows us to reconstitute the committee post the election.
The comment that I would make is I wonder if we should wait. I mean, I appreciate what current councillors are saying, but we'll need to get our new elected officials in. We can run everything quite quickly after the elections ourselves, because we've still got to nominate our elected officials as well. So I'm a little bit struggling to understand why the rush when there's other things happening as well that we're not all completely privy to, but it just feels a little bit like cart before horse.
What this resolution signals from both WRC and ourselves is a message to the Crown, along with Tū Whare, that we expect Tū Whare to be recognised as an equal partner as part of this joint committee. That provides the impetus for the Crown to have those internal conversations they need to have.
All right, but
if we don't, then the Crown may not have those internal discussions.
Okay, all right. That helps understand the situation.
Through the Chair, my understanding, obviously, Councillor John's point regarding appointments to TDC and Regional Council will be done as soon as November?
I believe maybe the end of October.
End of October we were asking for, yes. And staff have got the timelines that they know that we need to follow, and they'll make sure that they're on the agendas. And I'd like to move the suggested resolution. Thank you.
Okay, it's amended.
Amended resolution.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll second that.
Yep, good as gold. So it's been moved by Councillor Stewart, seconded by Councillor Williamson. All those in favour, please say aye. Thank you very much, Nick.